So I'm going to start our presentation with a question. What is Pteridophytes? Pteridophytes is a general way to describe a group of seedless vascular plant that includes ferns and their allies such as horsetails and wheat ferns, which we are going to explain it later. And both Pteridophytes and the seed plants have megaphylls. So what is megaphylls? Megaphylls is a broad leaves with several strands of vascular tissue. So as you can see here, this is megaphylls. Megaphylls have a broad leaves with branched vascular tissue. On the other hand, we have microphylls, which is the leaves are smaller than megaphylls and only have single strands of vascular tissue. Next, we are going to learn about evolution of megaphylls. First of all, as you can see here, the evolution of megaphylls starts with stem system, and then they evaluate. The one branch began to dominate the stem system. Next, the side branch flattened into a single plane. This is the single plane. As you can see, they are more flattened and more straight than before. And lastly, they evaluate then they evaluate and the tissue fill in the spaces between the side branches, and they are, as you can see here, the megaphyll leaves. So megaphylls, which evolved about 17 million years ago, allow plants to efficiently collect solar energy, leading to the production of more food and the possibility of producing more offspring than plants without megaphylls. Therefore, the evolution of megaphylls made plants more phylls. So recall that fitness, in an evolutionary sense, is judged by the number of living offspring an organism produced relative to others of its own kind. The Pteridophytes, like Lithophytes, were dominant from the late Devonian period through the Carboniferous period. Today, the Lithophytes are quite small, but some of the instinct relative of today's club moses were 35 meter tall and dominated the Carboniferous swamps. The horsetails, around 80 meter tall, and ancient tree ferns, 18 meter or more in height, also contributed significantly to the great swamp forests of the times. Next, we are going to learn about horsetails. As you can see the pictures behind me, this is horsetails. So, the horsetails consist of one genus, Equisetum, and approximately 15 species of distinct with seedless vascular plants. Most horsetails inhabit wet, marshy environment around the globe. About 300 million years ago, horsetails were dominant plant and grew as large as modern trees. Today, horsetails have a rhizome that produces hollow, ribbed aerial stems and reach height of 1.3 meters only. So as you can see, the pictures here, the horsetails, this is the horsetails, are bigger than the man. This is about 350 million years ago. They are bigger than this. They are as big as the trees that we see on the street outside of our house. But of course, it is 350 million years ago, and this is the closest we could see today. And this is the horsetails today, which is quite short, about the height of 1.3 meters only. Equisetum can be branched or unbranched with leaves that may have been megaphylls at one time, but now are reduced and form whorls at the nodes. The skirt-like, slender green side of branch makes the plant bear a resemblance to a horse's tail, which is why they are called horsetail. Next, horsetails have strobili at the tips of all stems. This is the strobili, and few stand up buff-colored stems that bear the strobili. The spores germinate into inconspicuous and independent gametophytes. Next, the spores are sensitive to humidity and are spring-loaded. This is the spring load. When the condition is right, the spores are ejected and travel upward of 2 miles in an hour. The stems are tough and rigid because of silica deposited in cell walls. Early Americans used horsetails for scoring pots and called them scoring brushes. I guess that's all from me. I'll pass this presentation to the next presenter. Thank you.
I will explain the next part of this chapter, which is wisdens. As you can see in the next slide here, there was a picture of wisdens, and you should know that the wisdens is an organism, which is it was a plant. And then we will learn about wisden and its component by the label that showed here. It has sporangium, scale, rhizome, root, and the last part is aerial stem. Okay, we will move to the characteristics. The characteristics of wisdens is, the first one, it has no leaves, and then the branches carry on the photosynthesis, and the last part is the sporangia are yellow in color. We also should know that the wisdens represented by the genera Physilotum and Pteridophytes. These two genera native to the tropical and subtropical regions. Okay, the two Physilotum species resembles a wisp-broom. And we also should know that the 2 or 3 species of Pteridophytes have appendages that some maintained are reduced megaphils. Okay, and then a horizontal rhizome gives rise to above ground stems that have repeatedly forked. And last but not least, the pumpkin-shaped sporangia are borne on short side branches.
Now I want to present to you about fern. Ferns are most abundant in warm, moist tropical region, and they also can be found in temperate region and as far north as the Arctic Circle. Several species live in dry, rocky places, while others have adapted to an aquatic life. Ferns range in size from tiny aquatic less than 1 cm in diameter to modern giant tropical tree ferns that exceed 20 meters in height. Recall that unlike lycophytes, ferns have megaphylls, which are more commonly referred to as fronds. As you can see here, this is life cycle of typical temperate zone fern that apply in general to the type of vascular seedless plants. The dominant sporophyte produce wine-blown spores by meiosis within sporangia. The wine-blown spore disperse, land, and germinate into the gametophyte, the generation that lacks vascular tissue. The separate heart-shaped gametophyte produce flagellated sperma which swim in the film of water from the enteridium to egg within the archeogonium where fertilization occurs. This is some type of fern species. Leatherleaf fern that always used in flower arrangement has fronds that are broad with subdivided leaflets that can be found about 1.4 meter long. And hard-tongue fern. Hard-tongue fern are strap-like and leathery. You can see after this. Sporangia are often located in clusters called sori that underside of the front where they may be shielded by thin protective structure called indusia. Okay, this is the picture of the leaderleaf, hard tongue, and sporangia. This is sporangia, look like dot. This, if you touch this sporangia, you can feel like a dust. For your information, ferns have much economic value and are frequently used by florists in decorative bouquets and as ornamental plants in home and garden. Wood from tropical tree fern is used as a building material because it resists decay, particularly by termites. Fern, especially the ostrich fern, are used as food in the United States. There are many restaurants use it as special treat. Fern also have medicinal value. Many Native Americans use them as an astringent during childbirth to stop bleeding, and maidenhair fern is the source of a cold medicine. We can see here, this is some picture of our what about the I talked before this. Okay, at the right side, this is the tropical tree that used for building material, and this the bottom side is maidenhair, look like a crown leaf. This is our model for fern. As you can see here, the megaphil of fern are large pinnate leaf called frond. This is one of the species, the sword fern species. The specific name is Polysticum munitum. From this picture, the dark green frond of this fern grow 15 to 180 centimeter tall in a tight clump, spreading out radially from around base. There are single pinnate with the pinnae alternating on the stalk. Each pinnae is 1 to 15 centimeters long with a small upward pointing lobe at the base, and at the edge are serrated with bristly tips. The preferred habitat of this fern is understory of moist coniferous woodland at low elevation. It grows best in well-drained, acidic soil of rich humus and has small stone. It is very resilient and survive occasional drought, but flourish only with consistent moisture and light sunlight, and it prefer cool weather.